The question of, do I need to learn how to rig in order to become an animator professionally, is a question that I get quite often, and I think most animators do as well, because it's kind of confusing and both things seem intertwined. However, in this video, I want to clarify how things work professionally and if you do need to actually learn how to rig to work as a professional animator. So, without further ado, let's get started with this episode. Alright, so before I get started, if you find this video useful to you and to your professional journey as an animator, as a person, personally, then please give it a massive thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, spread the word on these videos because more people need to see them, and the YouTube algorithm obviously is complicated to say the least, and it'll be awesome for you guys to show the love so these videos can get seen more often by more people. Alright, so in this video we're talking about rigging. So for all those that don't know and are watching this for the first time and thinking, what is rigging? What is he on about? Rigging is basically putting joints or putting the skeleton in a model, right? So a model will be a simple mesh, right? That is made by an artist, looking really good. Normally it's either a T pose or A pose, and this model gets then given to a rigger, which is normally an animation department by itself. And riggers basically put bones into a model in order for an animator to animate, right? So this is what rigging is. Now, rigging is incredibly difficult to grasp because it's very technical, and shout out to all the riggers out there because you guys save us a bunch of headaches and make our work as an animator possible. So rigging is incredibly important for you as an animator, and this is why there is a confusion or such a thing as an animator becoming a rigger or a rigger becoming an animator. And from experience, most riggers either wanted to be an animator or were an animator and then turned into rigger. It's very interesting because like most riggers that I know that are really good are normally really good animators that then solved animation in a technical way, and this is why they became riggers. So let me get to the meat and bones of the question. Do I need to learn rigging in order to become an animator? The short answer is no. However, it's a little bit more complicated than that because it really depends on how big of a studio you work in, right? So if you were to work in a AAA studio, the Blizzards, the Naughty Dogs of the world, because they are so big and they have so many departments and so many people that are specialists in what they do, normally you have a department that is specialized in rigging. So this department does nothing but rig characters, and then they have another department that actually does animation. Those two departments are normally separated, and you, if you are hired, you get hired because of your skills in animation and not on your skills on rigging, right? So whenever they look at your show reel, they are looking at how good can this guy animate more than how good is his technical perspective or his technical knowledge of how to actually rig a character, right? How can he actually kind of like do fancy things with the rig? So this is what you have to think about when you are working in a AAA studio. When you work in a smaller studio, when you work in an indie studio, let's say there's 5 people, normally you are needed or wanted for your technical prowess, so rigging, and also your animation prowess, animation, and it's almost like they want 2 in 1, right? They want a guy that actually can do rigging and can also animate. So this is why I say that it really depends on where you want to work at or where you're going to get your first job and then work at that. Now, I have to say that when it comes to indie studios, because they are so small, sometimes it's really difficult for them to actually know what is animation in games. Because I feel like a games animation is something that is subject that is not known by many, except for animators. And even people within the industry sometimes don't know exactly how things get into engine and are animated. So if you are the kind of person that wants to get into a small indie studio because you like the creativity and you like the freedom, just know that those studios sometimes don't know what it takes for you to get a character from model to animation in engine. right? Sometimes they actually ask you to model, to rig, and animate a character, and then put it in game, right? So you have to actually create a model, a rig, animation logic, and then see it in game, test it in game, so it's playable. That's a lot of tasks for one person, because those 5 tasks normally are split in a AAA studio, right? You have somebody that models, you have somebody that rigs, you have somebody that animates, you have somebody that actually kind of like adds the animation logic to your animations, right? And that somebody normally adds the animations to game as well, technical animator. So know that you need to wear many hats, and you will learn a lot, and you become probably like a multifaceted artist this way. But you know, there is a trade-off that you have to have when you work on an indie studio, because it means that you'll never be a master in animation. You'll be really good at many things, but you're never going to be great at any one of them, right? I know many people that are like really good generalists, but because they have to spend so much time kind of like trading hats or changing hats while they're actually working, they can never spend enough time in animation or modeling in order to excel at those 2 things, because they have to actually kind of like quickly get the model in or quickly get the animation in so you can see it in game. So I hope that actually helps you guys in clarifying this question about, do I need to know how to rig in order to animate, right? If you just want to be a pure animator and you want to actually get into a place for your animation skills, then focus all of your time in animation. Know that there's people out there that will rig characters and rig models for you to animate, and animation skills are super well wanted out there. So know that if you actually focus all your time in animation, you will have a career at the end of the day. Same thing if you actually want to be a rigger, if you're somebody technical, then focus all of your energy in being a technical animator or a rigger, and that way you can showcase the technical abilities that you have and how can you push things in order for things to be better and give more tools for animators to then animate those characters, right? So whatever rocks your boat, do that, but just make sure that you excel at either or, right? Because I believe personally that is the best way for you to go forward as an artist, as an animator, as a person. So I hope that actually helped you guys out. As always, if this was useful to you, make sure to subscribe and press the like button, so the more likes we get, the better this video does. And I cannot go away before mentioning my Patreons, people that have been supporting me with their hard-earned money. If you're thinking about joining the rest of my Patreons, these amazing people that you can see on screen right now, make sure to actually visit my Patreon and check the perks that I have available right there. That's all I had for you guys this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next week, as always, stay well, stay safe. Peace.